jungler, possible top lane from that one again. Also Shyvana in the similar situation, so they could change their team comp ever so slightly depending on what their opponents go for. But against All Authority, not showing their hand just yet, discussing, I guess, what they're going to go for.
Yeah, and this is such an important part of the game. I cannot stress how important picks and bans are. For example, we'll go back to Kiev with SK Gaming. The Insta LeBlanc basically lost SK the game against the Team Solar Mid, which meant they had to face Moscow 5, and then that was the rest was history. They got stomped. Leona Corki again picked up, so they're feeling it's strong. And you know what? They've won the lane in the last 2 games in that bottom lane. So Leona Corki is definitely a good thing to go with. I think Yellowstar's going to be on a mission in this one. Whether he's going to go over-aggressive now, but N-Rated was brilliant in his initiates earlier on. He would cult out. Remember, he got that double kill on the support and the AD down the actually in the middle area, wasn't it, at the bottom of the Wraiths? But he was brilliant with that. So I guess they're going to go with the AD carry and probably have to show their hand with their top laner. I think they're going to try and save their AP carry till last, though.
Well, we've got 10 seconds or so to lock in these next 2 champions. Will we see that AD carry come in there? Yep, certainly looks that way. And well, an identical bottom lane as the first game, which we mentioned at the end of the last one. Candy Panda got outplayed there, outfarmed in that bottom lane, but eventually caught, because that's what Candy Panda can do if you let him, and that's getting himself right back in there. Cassiopeia locked in, a big favourite for Ocelot, and it looks like we are going to be seeing Fizz and Kennen, the final 2 in there for against All Authority. That's
an interesting one. So Fizz, we've not seen in this tournament, I don't think yet. Is a very, very strong hero. I was wondering what they were going to pick against him there. And it's interesting, actually, someone mentioned it to me earlier when I was sat in the crowd watching COG. It's like, nobody's picking Cassidy in this tournament. He's not even been banned out, and he's been available, and people are not going near him. I don't know. I honestly had no answer. I don't know. I had no answer for it. And the last final pick is going to be Renekton up the top lane. So, wow, okay, we're going to have Shyvana in the jungle. We're going to have Udyr in the jungle. So it's going to be Renekton against Kennen in that top lane. Fizz versus Cassiopeia in the middle. And again, like you said, that Corki-Leona combo that's been working so well against that Janna Graves combo. So we're going to have to see out. Nif got caught out a couple of times too often for me by N-Rated. Some fantastic initiates, but the jungle this time is going to work in a little bit with Dedrayan's favour. I think Shyvana is probably slightly quicker than Linak. Linak can be very quick on Udyr. I mean, don't get me wrong, Udyr is a very quick jungler. I'm not saying it's slow, but Shyvana is a very quick jungler. The question is, will he invade in the right places? We've not seen a great deal of invasion from him. Dedrayan seemed to me that he was happy on Lee Sin. He could get the ganks early on, and I think they kind of need to do that. Soaz is going to be very hard to pin down, though, at the top on Kennen.
Yeah, and actually Momo is going with Heal Ignite for this one on Fizz.
Okay, yeah.
Kennen,
that's fine. I mean, he doesn't need Flash because he's got the Playful Trickster. He can just zip away, no problem. That's all. So it makes perfect sense that he doesn't do that. It actually opens up a little bit more kills for him, really, I guess. So, Joe, what are we going to go with here? SK aAa, it is 1-1. It is a best of 3. This is for a place in the semi-finals versus Dignitas. Put your money on the line.
I don't know, honestly.
I couldn't call it.
I'm going to go with SK. I think the momentum that they've picked up in that last one, they showed such great spirit. The one thing I'm really concerned about for SK, though, is this bottom lane again. We saw so many times such great initiation, and to be honest, Janna doesn't stand a chance when Leona, lands in and moves in, and you've got Corki there as well. We saw, I think, 3 or 4 times already in this game, support is gone instantly.
Yeah, so it is gone. So we are going to be going into the game, ladies and gentlemen. Stay tuned. It is going to be the big one. It is the final match in the series in the quarterfinals. So let's have a look. It is the Intel Extreme Masters World Championships. $100,000 up for grabs in this. This is the quarterfinals. It is the final match in the best of 3. And, well, it is all square, 1-1. SK coming back brilliantly in the last game with a fantastic Baron fight win there. And let me give you a quick roster rundown. For Against All Authorities, they are in the blue, and they will be on the left-hand side of the map, or the bottom half, whichever you'd like to call it. It is going to be in the top lane. SOAS will be on Kennen. So a double AP strat coming out here from Against All Authorities. And it's been one of those things that have been switching in and out between the tournament. Just keep an eye on Yellowstar. He's going to spot the entire SK team going down there. Did manage to avoid the poison there, but they have managed to catch wind of him. They're going to continue pushing, which means Against All Authorities realise their jungle is fully invaded. Will SK actually continue on for it? Anyway, let's go back to the teams. You can see that it is going to be N-rated on Leona. He's going to be partnered with Yellowstar down the bottom. That will be Corky. In the middle lane, it is going to be Moma here on Fizz, this weird-looking thing that you can see hopping around. Hasn't actually leveled up anything yet because he's trying to wait until the moment where he really needs to. Meanwhile, in the jungle, it will be Linak who is here. He is the Menbar Pig, also known as Udia. For SK Gaming, it is going to be Nif and Candy Panda down the bottom. He will be on Jana Graves, just like we saw in the last game. Didn't work out too well for them, but they have managed to come back, and Candy Panda, he will farm his way to victory if you let him. Meanwhile, at the top lane, you can see is Renekton. That will be Kevin. In the middle, it is going to be Ocelot on Cassiopeia once again. Didn't go so well for him in the last match, but you know what? He was kind of out-farmed and kind of, you know, captured down. It was locked down a little bit too often early on. Had to go for that Quicksilver sash, caused him problems. And meanwhile, Dedrain, who you can see taking away this blue buff, will be the final man, and he is on Shyvana, a very, very fast jungler. So, Joe, the lanes are set. Let's see how they're going to go.
Yeah, we saw Yellowstar and N-rated actually taking away Wraiths early on, so that will give a bit of an experience boost to Yellowstar right from the start. But we see SK already taking shots at the turret, and that's because they obviously came into that lane a little bit later on there. N-rated just trying to land the Zenith blade, didn't quite work out. And they need to be careful with that one this game. Up at the top, we do have SOAS on Kennen against Kevin on Renekton. See how that one plays in, and surprise, surprise, we have Shyvana in the other side of the jungle. That is just typical Shyvana. Perfect
time in the Wolves just spawning, and he managed to get straight in there. I think the look, you can see Cassiopeia sat there just covering him off as well, so very nicely played. And Linak has just backed away there. There is that ward, remember, from SK, so they know exactly his position. They realise that Linak is down in that bottom half of the jungle, so which is why Dedrain chose to actually go aggressive as he passes past that ward, so they like pinging it away, immediately know his position. N-rated actually pretty low, but Candy Panda even lower. They've been forced to back away down that bottom half. N-rated obviously catching onto them there, and they're just trying to stand and bang with them. They have managed to put the ward in that brush. That will give them a little bit of advantage. I have no idea how this top lane is going to go. Renekton is one of those heroes that can be hit and miss, and he's against SOAS, who's so hard to play against, and this time he's on Kennen. And SOAS actually kind of won out this lane the last few times. Down the bottom, you can see he's poking back and forward, Joe, but still very, very even early on.
Yeah, Candy Panda health potting his way back up to a safe level, but it's pretty low on mana, and again, N-rated is fairly decently regened as well, so Candy Panda has to watch out not to be caught out there. Yellowstar actually just taking some damage from that buckshot. Meanwhile, in middle, in terms of the CS early on, we can go through that Fizz 18 to the 16 of Cassiopeia. Obviously, Moma, real strong Fizz player. We saw in, I think it was the IPL 4 qualifiers actually that he played a Fizz. Either way, we do have Linak moving in. Kevin is already low. Will they be able to get away? Flash you to get the stun off. Kevin surely going to go down, and First Blood will once again go over to SOAS. We saw him with Wukong in game number 1. Those early First Bloods were real important.